Hey guys, Erik Kyle, your publisher of Great Lakes Scuttlebutt Magazine, and I'm excited to be down to the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club Boat Show, also known as the Great Lakes Boating Festival, right here in beautiful Grosse Pointe Shores. I'm having a blast, guys. It's the kickoff to the whole boating season, and I love it. While I'm here, I'm getting to wander around. I'm looking for some fun and exciting new products to report to you guys on. And if I found something that everybody has to learn about, especially here in the Great Lakes, I'm here with Briana with X-Shore Yachts. Briana, how are you?
Great, doing well.
Good, good, good. I love this. I mean, we're doing a featured article right now on electric boating in the Great Lakes. Tell us about X-Shore, and I want to learn a little bit more about Elk Rapids as well.
Sure. So X-Shore is a Swedish company. We were founded in about 2005, and in 2019 we started production on this boat. This is a 26-foot center console. We call it our Eelex. It's a again, 8,000 means 8 meters, which is the 26 feet.
Right.
It's the equivalent of 300 horsepower, 960 foot-pounds of torque. All of us are familiar with Teslas and electric cars now. This is really the same story, but coming to you from the marine side.
Yeah.
You haven't seen a whole lot of development quite yet. You know, there's a lot of kind of cutting edge stuff, but not the production that we've seen in the electric vehicle side of things. That's partly due to the supply chain, where the automotive manufacturers have used a lot of the supply chain. There's high demand for electric vehicles. X-Shore was very forward thinking and started taking, writing contracts and acquiring like entitlement to the high voltage batteries that we need for applications like this a few years ago. And so that's how they've ended up kind of ahead of the race for now.
So you guys have started production of these in 2019. Tell me about how many of these boats are currently out in the marketplace. How many of these are for sale?
So I can say that, well, certainly several dozen in the United States for sale, and upwards of hundreds in Europe. So I know that's a vague answer, but I got to stay vague. So these are not, some people say, oh, great idea, great concept. This is not conceptual. These are in use today, both by retail customers and also used as like commercial, salmon fisheries, like maintaining them out in the Swedish fjords.
And these actually come in a couple of different models, because it's not just the center console that X-Shore currently offers to the customer.
Yep, that's right. So in January of this year, we unveiled the X-Shore 1. It's a 21-foot cuddy cabin, which is a pretty unique format for the States, but it's much more common out in Sweden, and we've got one of those here at the show today too.
Good, good, good. Everybody, when you take a look at an electric vehicle or electric boat, they want to know the numbers. How fast does it go? What's my range in the boat? How much kilowatt power do I have on the boat? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Can you give us just a little snippet so that people who are considering electric powered vessels aren't scared away at the thought of thinking, well, I can only run for 20 minutes at 30 miles an hour and then I'm done for the day?
Right, of course. And it's understandable concern. So for this boat, we're going to have a range between 40 and 120 miles. However, it isn't totally unpredictable when you get out on the water how far you're going to go. One, if you're at very high speeds in poor conditions, you're going to be down towards that 40 mile an hour or 40 mile number. If you're at about 20 miles an hour, you're up on plane cruising along, that's closer to 50, 55 miles. And if you're trolling this boat, we'll go for a true 24 hours and get you 120 miles. Most people don't do that for fun, but for some like commercial application, that's actually very useful. Another thing to consider when comparing these to gas boats is that our range gauges are far more accurate than a gas gauge. So instead of being privy to the mechanics of a sensor in a gas tank that's sloshing with the water, these immediately directly detect voltage and amperage from the batteries at any given time. So it updates instantaneously with how many exact miles you have left operating at this current conditions.
So you can feel pretty safe when you're out there in the water that you're not going to get stranded without having enough power to get back into shore.
Absolutely not. And in fact, like many electric vehicle owners will notice, there's actually this added benefit of every day you go out to your boat, it's fully charged.
Yeah.
So instead of having, instead of worrying about the day-to-day timer, you can actually think about your ongoing gas gauge in your mind when you own a gas boat, and you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to go to the gas station this week, I'm gonna have to go next week, that kind of thing. That's all gone now.
Well, there are lakes that only ask that the people that boat on the lake use electric powered vessels.
Yes.
While that's great for some of the smaller putts around type boats, this is not that boat.
Right.
This boat goes on that big body of water right over there. This can handle the 4 or 5 foot seas out there. This can go at speeds that you'll be comfortable in as if you were on a gas powered boat.
Absolutely. You can see there's very high gunnels on this boat. Again, built in Sweden. These are made for the Swedish seawater, like storms or calm water. Another thing to consider, I get asked a lot about the weight of the boat. This boat is, again, 26 feet, 5,700 pounds. So while the batteries themselves are heavy, they're located underneath even the water line and also central to the boat. And you don't even have the weight change that you get from a gas boat as you use the fuel tank, right? And so it actually adds to the like hydrodynamics of the boat, making it even more seaworthy than you might guess.
It looks like there's cork all throughout this boat. I hate to say it like that, but it's like a cork pattern.
Exactly.
So that makes it a lot lighter?
Yes.
Is that kind of the idea?
There's several benefits actually. One, it is lighter, both in weight and in color. And so that actually leaves it a lot less hot underfoot than you might get with teak or some other finishes. Two, it is lighter weight, which is critical, of course, when we're looking at maximizing our range on water. Three, it's also totally renewable. So the cork trees are shaved in Portugal, and over time they actually just replenish the bark. So it doesn't even kill the tree, and that's very important to the Xshore brand.
I love that. I love that. So, fantastic boat. Been following it for years myself. I remember doing an interview about these boats at the Palm Beach show many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Elk Rapids Marina, right here in the Great Lakes, offers the Xshore line. We are so super privileged and excited about having that company offer this line in the Great Lakes. Tell us a little bit about Elk Rapids.
Right, so Elk Rapids is just 15 minutes north of Traverse City up in beautiful northern Michigan. They carry Xshore lines as well as Montera, which is this awesome surf pontoon behind me. Overall, another claim to fame for them is that they're the only ones in Michigan, or the first in Michigan, to have a DC fast charge station on water here for these boats. That will charge this in an hour and a half from zero all the way to full. So they're really just absolute pioneers in the state.
They're definitely on the leading and cutting edge of what's going on in electric boating. They have the aqua stations there, which is just unbelievable, and they're leading the charge in that. I love that. If I can't make it down to the show, Briana, shame on me because I need to be here. Where am I going to go online to find out more information about Elk Rapids Marina that offers these boats in the Great Lakes, or just about Xshore in general? Right,
so there's xshore.com, elkrapidsmarina.com. Both are on Facebook as well, and LinkedIn. Next weekend, which is going to be the 27th, in-house at Elk Rapids, we're going to be doing demo rides, so come out on Saturday. And then also on the 18th of June, there's the Bay Harbor Show, and we'll be there too, also with these boats doing demo rides.
Northern Michigan, beautiful.
Yes.
Briana, thank you so much.
Of course, no,
I really
thanks so much,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wonderful boat line, guys. You got to check it out, xshore.com, or if you're here in the Great Lakes, you got no reason at all not to go to elkrapidsmarina.com and check these boats out. You're going to love it. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys. We'll see you out on the water.
Bye.